So we're back with more prediction on our prediction show as well, of course. And now it's very peculiar because this is the midweek, and you know what they always said: midweek games are always very tricky. So we have to take extra caution before we make our predictions. But of course, Victor is someone that has all the caution in the world, and on this show we've done our homework. We'll be giving you what we think will play out. I mean, we don't play the games, but our predictions have been pretty accurate. And speaking about accuracy, Victor, what tips from last time played out correctly? Some of yours.
Yeah, I'm actually especially proud of my Everton over 1.5 goals
Yeah,
prediction because it came good and it came good early. It landed really early as well.
yeah.
It was fun to notice it. It was fun to notice that it was overpriced as well. So that was good. I got both my outrights correct. I was right about staying away from Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
And what was maybe not as great, but because it was shocking rather to me, I fully expected Kluivert to score. He missed that one-on-one chance against Joseza, and also the bet builder. I landed whatever had the longest odds and did not land what had the shortest ones. So yeah,
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
what was nice was how both of us were right about the Villa against Chelsea game. You
Yeah,
said
yeah, that.
over two and a half. I said under 3.5.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty certain, and I think for me, I was a bit disappointed that the Liverpool game did not see more goals. I did say that one team will blow the other team away,
Yeah,
but I expected way more goals than that, and I think maybe the absence of Haaland maybe played a part. Who knows? But yeah, I think we had a pretty good run last time, and hopefully we are better
definitely.
this time around. Yeah.
Yeah,
So moving straight into it, this round of fixtures are actually quite tricky as well when I looked at it. But if you were to just pick two or three, what would be your straight win selections?
I'm looking at Chelsea. Obviously, they're
Yeah.
against Southampton. They're at home. They have not been in very good form, but it's against Southampton. However, I would not exactly go for a straight win tip on this one, but rather try to extract a bit more value. So I'm actually looking at win for Chelsea on a minus 1.5, minus 2.0 Asian handicap.
That's a big one.
Yeah, the odds for this should be around 160. And yeah, we know how bad Southampton are. We know Chelsea are overdue a big performance. I think it will happen here. The second one is Brentford to beat Everton. I know Moyes and his revolution and everything like that, but I'm looking at the odds for Brentford win, and it's around two. Brentford are on 3 wins in their last 5 games, and the 2 losses they had were against Big Six teams. The 3 wins were Leicester, West Ham, and Palace, teams similar in standing to Everton. So I think, yeah, I'm backing up Brentford on this one.
Mm, fair enough. For me, I'm equally going for Chelsea v Southampton. I think it's going to be straightforward. Chelsea are going to be hurting after recent results and the defeat of Villa, so they will come out guns blazing. And I think they will be too much for Southampton to handle. I'm also going for West Ham v Leicester. Leicester have just been, terrible. I think they're the first side to lose like 4 consecutive games at home in a very long time. 15 new aggregate or something, if I'm
A-
correct.
And without scoring, actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
without scoring, 15 new aggregate. That's terrible, man. Even for some of the
Yeah,
worst sides ever. So I think West Ham will build on their surprise win against Arsenal, and they will be able to beat Leicester again. And
yeah,
my third pick is not because I'm wearing an Arsenal jersey, but because I actually think when people do not expect Arsenal to perform, they actually perform. When you expect Arsenal to win, they do the opposite. And when you expect them to lose, they surprise you as well. Just like the City game, they went on to win 5-1, surprisingly. I know everybody thinks, oh, Arsenal are done because they lost to West Ham, but I think they would actually beat Nottingham Forest here. I think they will actually beat Nottingham Forest. So
okay.
Arsenal, West Ham, and Chelsea are my straight win picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Forest against Arsenal game, I'm actually staying away from Arsenal again.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, I feel like if someone really wants a straight win or an outcome tip for this game, I would personally say rather go with double chance draw or Forest win. It should be around 180. It's very good value, and I feel like there's a lot of potential here for Forest to spring a surprise. Whether it's still a surprise at this point, yeah. But I'm still on the fence about it. I might not end up picking it, but yeah, if someone really wants an outcome tip on this one.
Yeah, fair enough. So moving forward to the goals, do you have any over or under market tips?
Yeah, I actually do for over 2.5. I'm looking at United v Ipswich. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
for McKenna's boys, four of the last five they played ended with three or more goals.
yeah,
United have been fragile defensively. They've looked a little bit all over the place. They do have the ability to score as well. They've shown us that, especially against Everton. So I'm going with over 2.5 here.
yeah,
I'm also looking at Liverpool v Newcastle, but rather this one for over 3.5 for some extra value. Both
yeah,
teams are in the top half in the table for number of games with four or more goals in the Premier League this season. So historically, this fixture has also had a lot of goals. The odds are really solid as well. They're hovering around 2.0. So yeah, over 3.5 for this one, I think is quite realistic. And I have an under as well. I'm looking at Wolves v Fulham for under 2.5. Wolves have shored up a bit in defense lately. They've only conceded three in their last four games, so that's quite good for a team battling relegation. And at the same time, Fulham tend to not score too many.
yeah.
But yeah, I think under 2.5 should be a good shout for this one.
Fair enough. For me, I'm actually not seeing any. I can't point at any game where I can realistically say under 2.5. To be fair, but for my overs, I see Brighton and Bournemouth. I see Brighton v Bournemouth ending in over 2.5 because I feel like Bournemouth, the red card probably affected them last time. I think we'll see a different Bournemouth this time around, and
Yeah,
both teams will most likely score. So, and one team might probably outscore the other. So, 2.5. The game where I can see value with 2.5 is Palace and Villa, and that's because naturally it looks like Palace are not a scoring side, but they've been scoring at least two goals in about four or five of their last games. So, I think Mateta is on a good run of form as well.
yeah,
Watkins as well is is scoring goals. So I think we should see 2.5 as well. Then of course Spurs and City as well. This game historically produces lots of goals, and with the unstable nature of both sides, I think that should continue this time around. And also Liverpool v Newcastle, like you said, I think goals will come from both ends too, but Liverpool will probably blow them away. So yeah, over 2.5 picks in those four games for me.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, moving on. I think last time, I think you failed to mention Victor. I think we also did well with player to score. I remember you said Wista or was it Mbuemo? I think you mentioned one of them. I can't
Bueno,
remember, but Mbuemo. But yeah, he scored and he gave an assist as well, if I remember.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and Wista even scored too. And I remember saying Salah would definitely score. And these guys did and all of that. So let's try to carry on. Best player to score tips for this week.
You just have to go with Mo Salah these days, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Newcastle are not exactly extraordinary in defense to begin with. The
Hmm.
left back, Lewis Hall, does enjoy going forward a little bit, so I think Salah will punish that tendency. I'm also looking at Cole Palmer. He should find his shooting boots in this one finally.
Yeah,
Um, Mainly because of the quality of opponent, not how good Chelsea are right now. But Nicholas Jackson is also out, so I think Palmer will kind of take it upon himself to drag drag the team forward a bit in an attacking sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's look at the Spurs defense, and I think the less we say that, the better. I'm looking at Savinho to score. Udogie is good as the left back for Spurs, but I think this game will end up being a bit chaotic. And this seems like the sort of environment where a player like Savinho might thrive. Odds for this should be quite high, 3.5 to 4, hovering in that area. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good punt for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That makes sense. For me, I just have four picks, and just like you said, you can't exclude Salah from anything about goal scoring these days. You just have to include him. And obviously, the obvious factor is also Liverpool's penalty taker. Just it just seems like a very logical option. So aside
Yeah.
Salah, I'm going with Wisa as well. I think there could be something for him in this game. Yeah, against Bournemouth. I'm also going with Mitoma, funny enough. Yeah, in the same game.
Mhm.
I'm also going with Mitoma because Mitoma too is seeing some newfound confidence, starting to pick up one or two goals, and I think he'll be eager to get on the score sheet again. Then I'm going with Mateta. I'm going with
Mhm.
Mateta because he's a typical target man. He just likes to, take as many shots as he can. And I think Villa, for all of their good work going forward, their strong suit is not exactly their defense. So I think Mateta could grab at least a goal in that game. So Salah, Mitoma, Wisa, and Mateta for me in my
Sounds
player to
good.
score. Yeah. Then, of course, Victor, I think you're the specialist in this. Best same game tips.
Yeah, I've put together a bit of a builder for Chelsea v Southampton. We're already past where we spoke about Chelsea winning on an Asian handicap. I'll go
Yeah.
with a slightly lower Asian handicap for the builder. I'm going with Chelsea to win on a minus 1.5. And the second line is for over 2.5 goals. I think even Southampton might contribute to this one because Chelsea are not that great in defense.
Yeah.
And lastly, I'm looking at Palmer for over 1.5 shots on target. Um, Again, he should be stepping up in this one. He should take a bit more responsibility. So the total odds for this builder should be a little over 3. I think it has a good chance of landing. And yeah, I think 3.15, somewhere along those lines. So yeah, it's something to ponder. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not really going with any, but I think United Ipswich, United
Hmm.
Ipswich. I think a goal to be scored over 0.5 goals in the first half. A goal will be scored in
Okay.
the first half. Over 7.5 corner kicks. Over 2.5 goals as well, and then under 3.5 goals in total.
Yeah, that sounds really solid. That sounds really
Yeah,
solid.
under 3.5 goals in total. So that's the only game I'm really looking at realistically for same game tips because I think all other games actually look tricky in terms of the outcome, except that game to me. Even that game is tricky. United they don't look united these days, so
No.
we don't know what to expect. But yeah, just on the final note, any bold calls like last one, where you said Everton to score two goals. So do you have any similar bold calls this time?
Yeah, I'm looking at that Spurs defense and I think they're there for the taking, okay? And I'm looking at over 2.5 goals for City
Mm,
and that's at about 2.60. It's not exactly the safest, but you wanted bold, right?
yeah.
Um, if we're looking for something slightly safer, while West Ham tend to not score that much, I think that there's potential against Leicester.
Mhm.
So I'm tipping them for West Ham over 1.5 goals. So that has slightly more comfortable odds around 1.60.
Okay, fair enough. For me, it's not really that bold, but given their last result and recent form, Bournemouth to score over 1.5 goals. Bournemouth, they are away, so but I think they will get themselves back, and we'll see they are
Yeah.
good attacking form once again. So Bournemouth to score over 1.5 goals for me, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but I feel like Spurs, for all of their shitty difference in quote, I think they might actually score 2 goals against City because City are not good as well. So I think they could actually score
So,
two against City. So Spurs to score over 1.5, Bournemouth to score over 1.5 goals.
so we're looking at a 5-2 win for City against Spurs. That would be a game to watch.
Yeah, 5-2. Yeah, yeah, that could actually happen. To be fair,
Absolutely.
given the form of both sides at the moment. But oh well, yeah. Round 27 is promising to be exciting. I mean, it's already telling us that the Premier League is coming to an end. 27 already. By the time we hit
Yeah.
round 30, by reality already hitting deep, and everybody should sort of know their fate by then. But yeah, of course,
Yeah.
we'll be giving you all our predictions as they come up until the end of the season. We've been doing pretty well so far. Accuracy is going up, and we can only hope to do better when we come back next time.